you not see the molten lava every day, or that?
Yeah, definitely not every day. This eruption has kind of been doing a lot of back and forth. We'll get inflation, it'll inflate for 2 or 3 days, then we'll get a deflation event where we won't really see any lava, or very little, if not any at all. So yeah, it's kind of been going back and forth. The last, I would say, week and a half, it's been, I wouldn't say steady, but I would say that we've seen lava every day. So looking at the inflation, I guess they're called the tilt graphs this morning, showed that it's stayed pretty inflated over about the last week and a half. No real big dips yet. But that being said, I would expect it to have a little bit of a dip, you know, in the next week probably. I mean, I'm no volcanologist or anything, but
It's cool to see it, like, spewing out.
it really is, yeah. You figure, you know, we're 1,500 to 2,000 feet above the rim. So being able to see it spewing from here, I would guess that those kind of like fountaining sections when that happens are probably at 3 feet. Continue our way here down the east rip zone on Kilauea. We'll look at some of the other previous eruption sites along the way, essentially getting more recent the farther east that we go.
How often are you guys not able to fly due to weather conditions?
Sorry, Matthew, I missed you there. I was just making a couple of radio calls with the other aircraft out there. If you wouldn't mind repeating for me.
No worries, yeah. I was just saying, how often are you guys grounded because of weather conditions?
I would say it's rare that we're fully grounded. Getting over here to the volcano as the day carries on becomes, you know, pretty tricky, or we don't come over. That's pretty common. We try not to schedule this trip in the afternoon, but sometimes that's just kind of the way the scheduling ends up happening. And I would say when we try to get out of Waikoloa to get over here for an afternoon trip, it's 50-50 usually. As you can see, you know, clouds already start building in on this side. That's usually our main hurdle, I guess. It's rare that wind is an issue. I mean, we fly in the wind all the time. Even rain is fine as long as, you know, we've got visibility. So, fissure off our right-hand side here, that one's Mauna Ulu. That was erupting from the late 60s to early 70s, 69 to 74. So kind of like we were talking about earlier with the vegetation. So this, late 60s, early 70s eruption site's already got, some of the small vegetation growing on it. You can see all these little green speckles everywhere. Those are mostly ferns. The fissure right out ahead of us. This one is called Pu'u'o'o. This is where that 35-year eruption was taking place we were talking about. 10 years ago when you were here, that's where this would have been erupting. It would erupt out of the fissure. Sometimes it would just be kind of bubbling like we saw at the summit at Pu'u'o'o. Other times it would be oozing down the hill or calving off into the ocean. Longest continuous eruption in Kilauea's history.
It looked like there were some birds flying around the other volcano. Is there why would they go near it?
That's a great question. I wonder the same thing a lot. The white seabirds will hang out up there a lot. But maybe they like the thermals, or maybe there's bugs and stuff like that hang out in the warmer air. They definitely have some thermal activity over there. That's an interesting observation. I thought the same thing myself. I'm like, why are you guys hanging out over here?
They're leading sightseeing tours.
Right. I think they just hang out so that we stay on our toes over there. pretty incredible transformations of landscape out here. You figure all this land, this whole lava land area that we're cruising over, 40 years ago, this was a huge forest. Some of the areas where little chunks of the forest get left behind. Slightly higher terrain or the lava just kind of flowing around that.
That to our right there?
That is the community of Kalapana. Interesting place to live, right, Chef?
Middle of nowhere.
For sure. Yeah, they were overtaken by lava in the early 2000s. Kalapana. Once everything cooled off, once they got the go-ahead from the state, they built their community right back on top of the lava.
Do they have running water?
Not really. I think some folks do, but not for the most part. There's a water tank up there. I think most people just, if they have running water, it's rain catch, Most people use rain catch over here. I think there might be a water tank over in that area, but most people use rain catch. Yeah, definitely, a lot of folks, in these high-risk areas, a lot of folks will pretty much live off the grid. The land is very inexpensive, so put in a little home and I guess cross your fingers. Line of steam kind of off about our 2 o'clock. This was where that 2018 eruption took place down there. Those fissures opened up right in the middle of the neighborhood. Overtook around 750 homes, making its way out to the shoreline. We don't drink and we sing all day. Kanikapila in the old Hawaiian way on the island. We do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from our windward to the leeward side. On the island, we do it island style.
stop for a real song. All of our grandma every minute, every hour on the air. We do it right every time. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the air, we do it right every time.
The lava flow that we're kind of following down the East Rift here, this was from an eruption. Same area, that Pu'u'o'o vent that we were at. In 2014, it took left turn down the rift zone and was heading straight for this little town of Pahoa up here. This flow stopped a 1/10 of a mile before the first count.
Mama's in the kitchen cooking dinner real nice. Beef stew on the stove, on the salmon with ice. We eat and drink and we sing all day.
We're going to make our way off of the Kilauea lava flows, head right over towards Hilo. You can see Hilo Bay right off about our 10 o'clock there.
From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side.
We will make a brief pit stop over there at the Hilo Airport. We're going to pick up some fuel for the second half of our trip. Give you guys an opportunity to stretch legs, use the restroom if you need to.